Well, listen, we actually looked like a war zone. It looked like pretty decimated.
Sanibel Island, one of the primary targets of Hurricane Ian's wrath.
With very little greenery, vegetation, and everything looks like dried up and almost like sticks, like a war zone.
And when the storm surge had retreated and Ian had pushed out of the area, the reality of what was ahead was daunting for so many residents and businesses.
We've weathered some other tough storms here in Sanibel, but this one here was just, Ian was just different.
But despite all they had lost, the island community came together and put the needs of others ahead of their own. For nearly 40 years, Jerry's Foods has been a staple on the island. It's where so many families shop for their groceries. But after Ian, the store would take on a different and perhaps a more important role in residents' lives.
The community needed a grocery store that offered shelter, somewhat, hot food, coffee, and just a place to decompress from a very stressful time and that most of us have never exhibited, ever even imagined would go through.
General Manager Rick Willingham also recognized the need to help other vendors bounce back financially. So he petitioned to allow the farmers market to operate out of Jerry's Foods parking lot temporarily.
Well, I think the farmers market is a community spirit, right? It brings folks out and about, meeting and greeting their neighbors, other business owners. And it's one of the first steps of normalcy as well.
And he wasn't the only one helping others in their time of need.
There were so many businesses out here that were displaced, and for safety reasons, insurance reasons, they weren't allowed to be on their property.
Rachel Pierce is a name and face many of you know, whether it's from her time as an anchor here at NBC2 or as a popular local artist. Not even a year before Ian hit, she chased a dream and opened up the Rachel Pierce Art Gallery on Periwinkle Way. Unfortunately, much of her life work was destroyed by Ian.
We were only open 10 months when the storm hit. And to go after a dream and then just see it all just kind of like disappear at first, that first initial shock was like, is this real?
But despite what she was going through personally, Rachel created an outdoor market on her gallery's property.
At the height of it, we had about 16 businesses and nonprofits. They took over the whole yard, all the space. It helped just get people over that first hump. Now we're down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of us now. But that's good. That means that people have moved on and back into their place or a bell tower or, found a different way.
Now 1 year later, they both recognize the island has a long way to go, but they're encouraged by the progress made so far.
It's very encouraging to see people come back and see kids come back to the island, enjoy the island, ride bikes, go to the beach. That's what Sanibel's all about.
Yeah, I look back at these old pictures, and they're not even that old, they're a year old. And I just realized how far we've come. You get through it one day at a time. We all know we're gonna survive together, thrive together, and it's that helping out one another. That's always been the island way.